Sue Took, manager. Hello. You not over there? I'm a bit of a local celebrity around these parts. Got an exclusive for you.
Charity Shop Sue.
Enjoy Charity Shop Sue.
Yes.
As a whole.
She's great, isn't she?
Excuse me, lady.
I'm always managing these girls.
Well, I'll call you Charity Shop Sue.
Excuse me, lady.
I work for charity, I'm not paying that.
Excuse me, lady. You're meant to be on the bloody tail. Excuse me, lady.
So can you chop and stop giving me attitude? I don't like it.
You're meant to be on the bloody tail.
Charity Shop Sue. Have you ever seen Charity Shop Sue? It's amazing.
What does she do?
It's a show that's on, but she's amazing on TikTok.
Whoop whoop! Hello everybody and welcome to this session on embracing Charity Shop Sue. And I'd love to introduce you to the creators, directors and writers of Charity Shop Sue. Tim Chesney, Matt Chesney and Stuart Edwards. Woo! Come on down. Come on, Tim, this way. So, this is Tim,
Hello.
Stu,
Matt.
Matt, and they are the creators, writers and directors of Charity Shop Sue, and we're incredibly honoured that Second Chances, our charity shop of choice, is going to donate Charity Shop Sue to the nation. So thank you so much. Woo! And so I guess I should introduce myself. I'm Becky Vick and I'm an assistant curator at the BFI National Archive, and I'm part of a team that's selecting and collecting examples like this amazing online video. So I guess I wanted to create a panel where we could talk a bit about your creative process and how you've built your online audience, and also give you, the audience, a chance to ask questions. So I guess my first question is, how did you all meet? I mean, obviously Tim and Matt, you met in the womb.
We did, many years ago. Yeah, so me and Tim are obviously twin brothers, you might be able to gather that, and then we met Stuart.
When we were 16.
16, yeah, college, New College, Nottingham, which is now ruins, they've ripped the building down, but yeah, me and Tim used to make films as kids.
We
did, yeah. That was like, Tim was really interested in technology, and we were always obnoxiously trying to rope friends and family into filmmaking. Yes. And grabbing wigs, which pretty much is kind of a bit what Sue's like, really. Yeah. And then I was going to say, one of my poignant memories of meeting Stuart at college was knowing, we knew, I knew you were gay, obviously. Sorry, guys, obvious. But Stuart did a talk, you're going to hate me saying this, Stuart did a talk about Madonna not being a whore. And he got videos of her doing...
I played Justify My Love video.
You did. And I remember thinking, I'm obsessed with this person. He is literally telling a whole group of young people, like, Madonna is not a whore, she's amazing, she's, you know, an activist for...
True.
Yeah, and I remember thinking, I like this person, and I think from there we just started...
But then circle moment when Madonna...
shared the Charity Shop Sue story,
which was an amazing moment. But I think we initially, I'm saying that we kind of melted together and kind of understanding this weird dark humour that we just didn't feel was represented. I think this is like 99, 2000, isn't it?
Yeah, and me and Stuart were friends first at college, and we used to have these kind of conversations and jokes that were quite dark, actually. And we had this character called Cheryl that we were obsessed with, like, acting out monstrous scenarios. She was an absolute monster. And then one day we were watching Kath and Kim and watching all these amazing kind of queer, popular queer comedies, and we watched Nighty Night, Julia Davis, and we were like, oh, well, that's that idea then, that's going to have to go in the bin, because she did it,
she did it all and more, yeah. So
yeah,
it was like,
and it was so refreshing to see, like, a female character
that was a monster and wasn't afraid to be just a villain, and that was so fun. And I think gay people, we love a bit of a, you know, problem character and villain, especially if they're women, especially.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Who really is the influence of Sutu?
Wow. Okay. So speaking of monsters, no, I shouldn't say that. So some of it is based on mine and Matthew's grandma.
Oh!
You're going to get it now, and she's
I'm
dead.
going to get it. I'm
so you're gonna
sorry.
get
I'm
haunted.
sorry. There's going to be like a light falling off the ceiling in a minute on my head. There's also like Stuart's mum, my mum, Selena.
You have to be careful because my family's still alive, so I'm like. But the character originally came from just like wanting to create something that was funny and just something we could like a character that you could just put anything into and see what happens. And then as everyone started getting involved, we started like working on the nuance, and obviously then Selena coming in brought so much to the role. She brought it to life massively.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And initially, Stuart actually came up with the name Charity Shop Sue, and we were kind of just talking about ideas we'd like to try out. And we did some sketches with him, didn't we, Matt? You did some drawings.
Yeah. And I remember Stuart saying, you drew it on a piece of
Well,
paper.
you were encouraging me to do writing and stuff, and I went into an Oxfam about 15 minutes from where we still live, and I just felt like I was on a film set or something. It was so weird, all the little nuanced conversations and stuff. And I don't know why, and I just sort of paused, and I just stayed in there a bit longer than normal just to listen to things, you know? And I thought it's weird that there's never been a comedy fully set in a charity shop. So I went back and wrote Charity Shop Sue down, probably just like a working title, I don't know. And then a little script. And originally it was just Sue, Vicky, and a character called Trev, which kind of partly morphed into Kirsch, but partly morphed into a character called Mike, which was only on the phone in the web series.
I love Vera.
Yeah,
She's my favourite.
Yeah, she is unbelievable as well. And then I showed you guys, and you started like coming up with other characters and drawing the characters and stuff.
Yeah.
And some amazing
And then
drawings.
what happened was I was working for an online company who's now since not doing anything, but they had this thing about live streaming music events, and they were like, we're looking for something like comedy, and we've got a bit of money to play around with. And I thought, oh my gosh, Charity Shop Sue would be great, because like Stuart said, it hadn't been done, and it's such a rich environment to create stories and to, you know, focus on the kind of characters that we're interested in, which is very much misfits and oddballs. And from there, it just kind of happened. It's really strange. I think when you get your crew together and your people together, there's just this like magnet happens. And we initially didn't want this. The Sue role was actually older than Selena is, much older, but she just had this X factor, this energy, and we were like, that's it, that's her, that's Sue. And everybody else was playing again people that were based on real people. And interesting fact, like Kirsch, her wife actually owned the charity shop we filmed the series in.
Oh, well, that's
right. That.
So it is, just to say, it is real, isn't it?
Yeah.
So many people say,
Yeah.
is
It's
this
a real
a
charity shop.
documentary?
I mean,
But I love that's the best compliment though. That is when people say that. That is
It's,
like
it's real
just
to us.
right.
Like we,
Yeah.
even when Selena talks about Sue or the other people, the other characters and actors talk about their roles, we talk about not the real people. It's like you kind of don't want to tell people it's not real. 'Cause it's like saying Santa doesn't exist. But the idea of Santa does exist, so you know.
I think we also had, I'm director of a gallery, so we had a free space to rehearse. Backlit gallery, yeah. And the surrealness, even rehearsing early days, we were all crying, laughing at some of the kind of scripts we were writing, but then the cast were bringing so much improvisation. Selena is, of course, absolute iconic, funny person. And so you'd have like these guys rehearsing these intimate scenes or funny scenes, and there'd be like sculptures in the background in the gallery in between shows. It was just really poignant piece in time, and everyone was just generous. We all came together, we had free space. We've always been good at finding our resource, finding where things are warm.
And when did Vicky McClure come on board, and like Shane Meadows?
Well, so we decided to do it in our own back. We filmed it. I had like a Canon camera that we filmed, and we just put like a little pilot on YouTube.
And 5 parts, I think, weren't it? And it was literally just the 3 of us filming that and like working on that, weren't it? There was no one else involved.
And it was just the cast. The cast gave us so much of their time to get to that point, And there was these relationships that were forged that were so real between the characters and the cast that we were like, let's just make this mockumentary and let's put it on YouTube and see what happens. And it actually did pretty well. And then we went, I knew Penny Linfield, Penny Chattel from Spool Films, and I said, can I just show you something? And she loved it. And then Mary
Kearns,
Mary Kearns as well. And then they showed it to Vicky McClure, who was like, I don't know what I can do in this, but I want to be involved. And then she showed it to Shane Meadows, and he was like, I'd like to be involved in this as well. And we were like, what's happening? This is like a pinch me moment. And basically they all helped mentor us, and we had this very unique experience of being able to make something and being told, make your ideas bold, we're going to back you.
Yeah.
And it's so rare. We didn't realise at the time how rare that is, to have people saying, we believe in you and we're going to help create a fort around your ideas and vision.
To finance it, Spool took a punt, took a risk. Small production company in Nottingham who were making content for Notts TV, which was like local TV stations. And you know, they really invested in us and they believed in us. And you had BAFTA winners like Vicky and Shane Meadows going, no, you do you, don't do what you think's right. That was, looking back, so rare.
Well, 'cause there was no pressures. We'd not released anything, so there was no pressure of like commercial pressure or corporate pressure or anything like that. So there were, and I don't think, well, I definitely weren't thinking about that. I was just like, let's just create something we absolutely love.
Fun.
Yeah, exactly, and just push, and even if it goes in areas where people think, it didn't matter initially. Yeah.
I think we also wanted a bit of a Nottingham voice. So like, obviously Shane, This Is England's filmed in Nottingham. Vicky is one of the few Nottingham voices you hear on TV, and I think we felt very proud of being from Nottingham, Nottinghamshire, and I think we felt like let's celebrate these bold, strong women that raised us actually, and find a way that we can make a little bubble for people that are, you know, outsiders a little bit and can feel safe in that little shopping ball. And I think that care and love and commitment's coded into the work.
Well, maybe we should show the second clip. So it's a bit of the evolving of how you filmed it.
And this is the original
this
clip,
is from
isn't it? From the
my Canon like DSLR that I filmed to put and edit the pilot. It's a little clip from that, and then you'll also see another clip which is from the YouTube series, so you can see the correlation between a certain scene called Cards and Crystal.
And is there about a year between the filming of these two, isn't there? There's only a year.
It looks like 50
we did a lot more. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It does, yeah.
Okay, if you could run the next clip, please.
Hello? Is that please? Oh, we've got Crystal down here again, haven't we? Come on, Duck. I'm not mucking about now.
Oh, do you know what? I'm going to come out there and I'm going to bang you out, you tramp.
Get
that camera out my face now, get it out. Move. You can move and all you flag. You're going to get stabbed later, you are, and you sit.
See what we have to put up there.
What is it?
Vicky! Oh, darling. Go and get the pickers.
What is it?
Pants. Mucky car. Right, grab hold of them. Careful. Otherwise we'll have to bleach the old bloody shop down, won't we? Take them in there and put them on the side for me, alright, darling? Don't worry, guys. Ding dong, witch is dead. Show's over. Get shopping. Hello? Is that Sergeant Tom? It's Sue. Got Crystal in again. Right, okay, I'm not f***ing about now. Get out!
You know what, yeah? I'm going to come out
Get
and
out.
bang you out, you tramp. Get that camera out my face, get out. Yeah, move, get out of my way, you stupid slag. You know what, yeah? Watch when I come back, you're all going to get stabbed, a lot of you. NG6 what?
Vicky! Can you get the pickers for me, please? I put this bloody cooker in there. Still gets in.
What is it?
Pants.
Okay, now.
Don't worry. I can find a good home for 'em.
Right, grab that for me. Hold it tight. Hold it, hold it. Hold it, because I don't want to have to bleach the whole bloody shop down. Right, take it in there. You know where to put them for me. Yeah? Okay. Lovely. Right, thank you. Ding dong, witch is dead. I want to see some shopping round here. Thank you.
That got me really hyped up, that did.
Puerile.
But there was a lot of rehearsals in between the two, actually, and even you can tell the characters with Sue's character changed a lot, actually, between the two. There's elements in the beginning, but she really sort of
and speaking of opening,
quite a
the
lot.
person in the second clip who looks shocked when she throws a bag over is Mary, one of the producers. And we were always friends, family, whoever was around, just grabbing them, putting them in scenes.
Can I just ask then, what are your roles, or does it kind of change depending on the episode? Like who leads on?
Well, we all write and direct. That's something that we all do. And like when it comes to writing, it's sort of like one of us will have an idea, maybe in isolation, and then we'll just sort of share it and throw it back and forth. Or we'll, when it comes to writing episodes, we will write like an outline of like, I don't know, 10 scenes, for example. And then we'll sort of go, okay, you do the scripting for this scene, you do the scripting for that scene. And then we'll take it into the cast and sort of workshop it, so a lot of it changes. But Tim does the editing.
Mm-hmm.
He does all the film initially stuff, all the filming as well, weren't you?
So what people don't know about that, again, the thing about online, we have to use every single skill we have, don't we? And we have to be so robust, and we have to beg, steal and borrow kit and everything. And this YouTube series is like filmed on cameras that were at Confetti, which is a media school that Craig Chettle, Penny's partner, set up, and I had to do the editing of it, and there was about 3 takes per scene, which is unheard of, isn't it? And the challenge was trying to find between 3 takes some continuity. That was really difficult sometimes.
And the shop was a working charity shop. We only could film between 7 and 12 every day for 10 days, or we filmed just to do the charity shop work inside.
And we essentially did 6 TV episodes.
So we'd have to go home
which is
we'd have to map the movement of different objects in the shop. It was like Minority Report. And literally come back and go, that was there, so now we've got an add a line where she says, she still gets in here and I put a cooker in. That's because there wasn't a cooker there when we filmed it before. So, I mean, we had to constantly be on our feet moving.
But it was such a challenge. And you know what? I think online does present this thing when everything isn't so over-egged. And there's a kind of, again, you can kind of be fluid and go, oh, let's play with that idea. Let's respond to it. And it's a very, like, site-specific thing
We've
sometimes.
always done that, yeah.
We love that thing of going, where it's like, oh, the shop's going to kick you out because they don't care if you're doing a comedy. They want you to just get out there. You go, okay, where can we film then that's going to be great? So under the Bulwell Bogs, where the bridge is, we did a few scenes there, and down the General, the alleyway.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes that kind of on your feet run and gun is also so exciting. So much adrenaline.
Yeah, and it built up a resilience in us, I think. So when we have had more space, we can do more. And I think the humour, our relationship is also about resilience, and I think that's where online can help you build that resilience to kind of find where the gaps are and try and find your tribe.
Well, you have total creative autonomy over it. You know, I think when you have like commissioners and stuff who want to sort of have the fingers in everything, it makes it sort of so hard to do what you want to do. And we'll go into that maybe later if it comes up, but our experiences with working with bigger commissioners on Charity Shop Sue, actually, because we did do a pilot with the BBC that didn't work out. They didn't pick it up for a series, and it was just
told
very...
everyone now, haven't you?
Well, but no, it was the opposite of like the freedom of online, where you haven't got to sort of ask permission. You do whatever you want.
Do you feel like you can be more authentic?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think also nuance. I think what's really lacking sometimes in comedy, which is prevalent online, is nuance. And jokes are codes, and there are jokes that, and this is what's interesting about you archiving this, is some references from our series are little weird online moments that people pulled out
memes.
From Celebrity Big Brother, memes, you know, Sam Fox being drunk on TV, you know, all that kind of stuff are like, so that's the great thing about the internet, is almost this kind of global shared experience. There's a different sense of humour we've seen emerging the last 10 years. And it's not whack, like, you know, old-fashioned squeeze the comedy. You know, everyone, that is great, that works for TV, but online is actually, sometimes you'll find something funny and not quite know why. And I think it's because it's nuanced and coded for years of different jokes interchanging.
But also I like all the different like shots, like the creepy dolls, and
And again, that was just responding to what, for the most part, what was in the shop. We'd save some though, wouldn't we? We'd buy some and stuff and go and buy dolls.
We find that
weird,
funny. I love that you think that's funny, because we find that funny because the woman that was actually working the shop really didn't like us, and it was all like, and it was weird because you'll find that with a character like Sue, the people that don't like Sue.
Oh, I like Sue. Yeah.
And this woman was literally like absolutely like Sue, and she was like, "Come on, get out," and it was like, okay, and she had all these little dollies that she was like so precious about. They were like, is she like smuggling these?
They were like
or
her children. She was obsessed with them.
I think she was selling them for a lot of money as well. There was something definitely like, and we were like, we need to film this. Could end up being like a different kind of documentary, if you like, you know, from this. I mean, she was one of those other people, again, I think, in Nottingham sometimes as well. Don't forget, like, we're 3 gay people in Nottingham trying to do a show, and sometimes you have to work against those things where people don't really care that you're doing something that's like your biggest dream. I had to beg the charity shop, we don't have to mention who they are, but I had to beg them to let us. And she was like, no, not interested, don't want you doing it. And I kept on calling them, and she went, I think like the head of the charity was like, you're not going to stop, are you, until we say yes? I was like, no. We even took Vicky to Sainsbury's. She even like went for lunch with one of the area managers, didn't she?
Yeah.
We thought, we'll bring Vicky and instead.
We literally got her a sausage cob and everything, and Vicky's like, look, we've got Shane Meadows, this is big, and she's like, yeah, well, I just don't know, really. We're like, okay. Eating the chips. I'm not really sure. Yeah, she ate the bloody bun, didn't she? But she didn't say
But I suppose that's the thing, it does take a village, and I guess what's really nice about this panel is that we're showing some behind the scenes, so maybe this is a good point to show the next.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So if we could have the next clip, please. That's such a beautiful shot at the end. I love it. I guess, like you say, it does take a village, and it was just so great to see Vicky doing the makeup there.
She did so much stuff.
She was there for every day of the shoot.
Yeah.
Every day of the shoot.
Shane, obviously a bit of a reveal there. He's blurred in the series, and people said, "Why are you blurring Shane Meadows?"
And Vicky.
And Vicky, and they were blurred because they had little bit parts in it. There's a famous scene where Sue jumps through a back room to help someone with a panic attack. What people don't realise is behind the scenes, me and Vicky were holding this rail for Sue to swing off like Tarzan. And every time she swung through, it would be like, and it was like, why is Vicky McClure, BAFTA winner, holding a rail for Sue to swing off it? Yeah. And I think that was the thing. Everyone was just grafting, working so hard. Again, Mary Penny with doing loads.
Yeah, and Mary and Penny are also in the YouTube series as well. It was like, they're like family.
Yeah, yeah.
All this time, because we filmed this in 2014. That's like, it's a long time ago, and that sounds, like a weird omission, but it's like it's a long time.
It took us 5 years to put it out. We didn't put it out till 2019.
Yeah.
It was shelved quite a long time. We thought I did for a point that it might never come out, which would have been crazy. because we did like a Sky short in 2017, and we were going to potentially make some through Sky. They held us on for like a year, like back and forth, and then nothing came of it. And so we're like, you know what? Let's just put the YouTube series out.
And I think it was Vicky that I think was like, just put it online, because I think it was that thing of like, if it's not working in that sense, how do you connect with your audience? And we didn't do it for TV. I don't think we ever thought it was going to be for TV. It was for not TV initially, or maybe in for YouTube, but it felt like the right home was to just let people see that work, see our voice and all those things that we'd been put together.
We had loads of feedback like, it should be family friendly, which of course Shane and Vicky were like, no, not doing that. And it was, it's very female heavy, which we're like, yeah. And it was interesting because there's this it's the Bechdel test, of like women in, where either they are talking about men or they're not talking to each other, and it kind of, we make it specifically think about that, but we wanted to show women working together and queer people, and they're not being defined
by the relationships with men and that romance. Was something that Vicky has a moment, but not really.
It seemed to be a bit of a struggle that these were issues. We're going, wow, is that really an issue? And I think it got to the point where we just thought, we're sick of waiting for permission. We've always been very DIY people, just get it out. And that was the great thing of opening up that character, that world, to then take it onto the online world was like, wow, we can have some fun now. Let's set Sue out onto the world. And we are the kind of, Selena is the incredible actress, and she brings so much of her own experience and humour to it. But we do all the social media, right? So people are interacting with Sue. It's not catfish, but it is a bit like, we were interacting with people, and it was just so much fun. Because Sue became this character, like on a playground of social media. There's 3 kids who kind of went to school in Mansfield, which is like next mining town outside of Nottingham. Kind of bullied, Sue became this kind of character that we could go, not to fight back, but to stand up for our community a bit. And if people were being mean about her, we could, cut them short. Not to be horrible, but just to kind of be firm and strong. And that online interaction, the fans just grew so quickly. And in lockdown, which we never would have foreseen, happened, 3 months after we launched the YouTube series, people felt so safe with Sue, which is kind of astonishing because she's quite a bit of a monster a lot of the time. But I think there's something around her protection of the people in that shop that people resonated with. And we have people messages all the time saying, this show saved my life. And you're going, come on, really? No, it did. And I think comedy is the vehicle for like mental resilience and supporting mental health. The online world is a space to explore different ways of humour, different ways of connecting, different ways of being activist. It's been so exciting.
Yeah, you can say what you want, and you can be who you want to be, and you can, like you say, find your tribe.
Yeah, I think we definitely wanted to funnel Sue into the queer space, and initially it was like very much like the queer community, especially in London. Especially the West End actually was the first people. So it's weird because we have all the awareness of who's like supported, and that's where it kind of started. It's amazing to see. We'd filmed this before we went on socials with Sue, so we knew this was in the vault, and was like, let's put it on Instagram and Facebook. And TikTok.
Yeah.
And we knew this was there, so we couldn't wait to share this with the world. What's been so interesting though, and I have to say, is we've had some viral videos recently, especially like some last year, and it's amazing how when it starts to go out of our queer sphere and like young women, when it starts to go into this other area where you go, ooh, okay, some of it's like, we've never really had any problems or like nasty comments on Sue's channels, but it's amazing when you go proper viral and you get 33 million. Yeah. Some of the comments, it's really difficult because a lot of it's men writing the most disgusting things, and you just go, oh, wow, this is like the echo chamber, isn't it? But our fans will absolutely drag them. They will absolutely drag. Like you don't mess around with like queer people, especially And I think Sina also likes that thing as being an actress, and I think usually in these kind of settings, people expect someone like her to also be fully posting this at this time, and it's quite stressful, isn't it? Sometimes there's not a lot of self-care with online work, is there? it can be very challenging.
Anxiety spirals are kind of common in online, and that's the bad side of it is
having to keep feeding the followers which fortunately we have sometimes had massive gaps from social media. We're like, oh shit, I've not posted for like 3 months or something. Do you know what I mean? Because we've just been busy with other things.
The engagement when you showed the behind the scenes on Instagram like 2 days ago, it was like mad.
And that was a weird choice actually, to put that out like that, because we've never broken the wall on Sue's Instagram in particular or TikTok. It's always like it's from her voice. And that was the first time the other day we thought, you know what, it's time, let's just put something out. And it doesn't diminish it. She's got the wig on, she's still looks the character. But
some people are like, wait, this isn't real. And we're like, hey, you're joking. And then we're like, oh, actually, they do think she will. But we actively tried to make that through online. You can't do this on TV. But online, we were able to try and present the project, like Chapel Roan, like it's the project. Like, in the way that it's a real world. And someone said to me that was watching in Australia, and it always gets me emotional. He said, like, you created like a location for like the weirdos,
There's world building though.
And that's quite hard to do if you want to bask in that light of Sue. And I think we have to also protect our actors as well.
Yes.
We can't expect them to be constantly, doing content.
And you're not like hard selling as well. I think if we would have done it from a perspective of like, watch our comedy, this is our comedy, it would have just, I don't know, there's something not appealing about that as well. So it was nice to do it through Sue's voice, and she could be sharp when she wanted to be. So it was always fun in that sense, creatively. Yeah.
So what's next for you guys?
Can
you share anything?
There's quite a few exciting bits, but honestly, I think we're desperate for 10 years now to make another series.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. And, we're still committed to it, but I think every day people say on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, when's season 2? And we're trying our hardest.
What a privilege that people actually
are interested.
Spend time to write down season 2, when's it happening, and sometimes you're like, oh, we've tried so hard. Like, people don't know this, we've tried so hard. Worked with so many different ways to try and make it happen, and we have to let people know we've worked like incessantly, 365, 24/7 trying to make it happen. And we're not going to give up, because I need to know for my own self what happens in Skegness with
Mabel's Ashes.
We've got so many ideas back in that world, and the cast want to do it as well desperately.
Well, that was the weird thing when we actually did a BBC pilot, because they obviously went to a bigger audience. They didn't really want us to do a direct follow-up to the YouTube series, and I didn't want to see the YouTube series as a footnote, as something that was like the precursor to
Mistress.
It's like it is the first series, and I think there's that like pretension in the industry of like, oh, if you put it out for free on YouTube, it's like not legit in some way, which it absolutely is. That is the first series, So when we did the pilot, we just had a few Easter eggs in where Gloria would mention last time you filmed Sue, it made me ill. But it was like we had to start from scratch and not reference it that much, and that never felt right, did it?
No.
It felt really strange, and it's one
maybe
of the reasons it didn't probably
unfair
work
to say,
out.
But I think we're entering really different times with the online sphere and the ways in which we communicate, the ways in which we consume data, and it feels like, maybe my understanding is TV may be having a bit of an existential crisis. There's all kinds of different things going on. So people have said, if this was 10 years ago, it would be commissioned. We've heard these things multiple times, but I think for us, we know there's an audience, we know there's a love for Sue, and things like this archiving of it mean that it kind of keeps being understood and interpreted, and we still will want to make that world. We still build that world every day online,
For future generations.
Yes, and also thank you for doing this, because this is the first time we've ever been acknowledged by an institution for this work, and it's been like a 10-year project with Charity Shop Sue, and like all the producers and the cast, and all the friends and family that have been involved in it. It's such a beautiful moment to say, actually, as queer people, our voices do matter. And our work matters as well.
And I should say that from very early days, our very early conversations about what we were going to select, me and my wonderful colleague Simon McCullum were always pitching hard for Charity Shop Sue. So we're so happy that you're going to be part of this. So I'd just like to open it out to the audience. So if you have any questions, please put your hands up. There will be roving mics. Okay. Go ahead, wait for the mic.
Thank you. Actually, a question for Simon and Becky. So when you're curating and collecting, are you directly working with the team, or are you just gathering from the platforms where the videos have appeared?
We are selecting, there's like constant conversations where we're talking to various people and talking as a group. There's a whole team of us thinking about what we're going to select. And also, for example, you guys made recommendations. So, for example, we're taking in a film by Kirk Flash, which was one of your recommendations. So we basically want to collaborate. We're bringing people together to discuss what we will select. And then there's like a conversation. And then every donor that we refer to you as a donor, your donation from Charity Shop Sue, we speak to them and ask them for recommendations. So it's an evolving thing, and it's very much, as everybody's been saying, a test bed. So we're just it's really fun to experiment and think, and it's abundant, so there's lots to choose from. We're very lucky. Another question. Yeah, right at the back there.
Thank you. First of all, you've been a great help today. And secondly, as an archivist who's worked in performing arts archives, we're always thinking about who owns art, which is such an interesting question. I had the pleasure of meeting Sue in the smoking area of heaven, where one should meet her. And obviously, it wasn't part of the content you were creating. So I was just wondering how you feel about having created this character. You are still the creators, and yet it lives outside of the media that you have made.
Yeah, I think you sort of, to a point, you sort of lose control of those things. Not that you're always trying to have control of it, and you sort of just, it goes out into the world and you just kind of let it be. And I think a lot of people understandably expect Selena to be the writer, director and creator of Charity Shop Sue, and she obviously has a massive input in it, and she's a writer and director in her own right as well. She's amazing at everything. So you sort of let it fly. Any sort of attention or acknowledgement Selena gets, I just feel a buzz about. I feel like it relates back to the project in some way, and it's just always like a...
She gets recognised a lot now. It's like since TikTok, she gets recognised a lot. And do you know what? It's amazing watching how generous she is to people. Like, there was one celebrity that we saw when we were doing one of the prides, and there was a security guard trying to move out the way. No one was that bothered about seeing them walking past. But Selena walks through without the wig, and she stopped every step and took pictures with people. So, she's so, we're all so grateful, so grateful.
But also, going back to your point with the ownership, this is the amazing thing about the internet and online, is things just get constantly appropriated. And we've watched, in fact, Tim especially, we used to find it quite upsetting when things had become, people would basically rip our content.
Not tag us.
Not tag us.
That was
and this happens all the
Twitter,
time, like,
maybe.
Khloe Kardashian was like, wow, this is huge. And everyone's like, did she tag you? We're like, no. Actually, does it even matter now? No, because people will tag, and then it almost means more when it gets out of your hands, because then it kind of belongs to this weird space online that everyone owns but no one owns. And then how you actually pin that down, how you get copyright on it, who knows? I think that's really fascinating, because working in the art gallery sector and loaning work, there's all of the paperwork, and this is the estate and they don't want you to say this. There's no chance of that online really at the moment, and regulating it. And that also makes it a bit of a playground to enjoy and have fun, and to see it morph into something else. Like the line you just said, Man United used it on their TikTok. Porsche used it.
Yeah.
And we're going, wow, like there's people in America
for that?
people in America, and then people in America using it, and it became a big moment in America for people leaving work early. And we just thought that to us is kind of amazing, even if we don't get the acknowledgement that it's actually rippled out. Because again, I think there's codes in the content that we consume, and I just
think when someone used it, it's like when Liz Truss left office.
She's been a great help today, and she's literally walking back in Downing Street. See ya. Those moments are quite kind of on the
and they still
precipice of...
happen, which blows our mind. When we get a little tag from people, we're like, because we have like obviously a WhatsApp group with our Charity Shop Sue gang, and they're probably watching, I imagine, as well, and we're constantly sharing stuff. So imagine it's like a little family like club together going, oh, look at this one, look at that one. We all get so hyped. Like, oh my God. Yeah, it's never lost on us, yeah.
Well, thank you so much, guys. It's been such a pleasure to talk to you, and thank you for coming today to join us for this event. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And let's finish with an outtakes from Charity Shop Sue.
Oh yeah.
What's going on here?
Right, still rolling.
Just get stuff. You know Mabel? She's in heaven. Oi. Stop that. That's your fault. She's in heaven. Come here. Come here. I can see you're nearly going to cry. This is going to be hard for everyone. I think you should come still.
Should we take 4 first?
I woke up this morning after being ill. My leg was swollen twice the size.
What's that got to do with the dog?
Oh, it's fun.
Okay, now it's lunch, so see you back at 2:15.